Come one, come all. It's time to grow. Welcome to the Dorian Adams Motivation Show. Just want to thank everybody, welcome everybody to the call for today. On this call, on this channel, we focus on and discuss issues relating to faith, family, finance, friends, and fitness. Today, what we're going to be highlighting is how we can acknowledge our impact. And just a little bit of a peek into some of the stuff that came on my mind as I considered the topic. For one thing, what really got me is that I've had people in my life who I've impacted, and I feel like a positive way. And I meant that. And the thing is to make some points of references, some younger cats that I've mentored over the years, and namely one young guy, he wanted to go on a religious mission, and he was worried about his job was in jeopardy if he wanted to go on that mission. So long story short, I coached him up and said, man, look, man, consider the job last. I mean, I get it, it's about your income, but at the same time, if you're doing it for a religious reason, then I feel like the creator is not gonna shortchange you for your efforts. So long story short, he went, did that, came back perfectly fine. His company actually extended him more time than he actually needed, than he asked for. Another case in point, and these are just some specifics. Another case in point was I got a buddy who was a hothead, coming up, young dude, from his teenage years on up into his young adulthood in his 20s, fighting all the time, got in some trouble. Man, and the whole time I'm trying to coach him up on like, bro, I done did that. I've been there, and I can tell you case in point of how many times I done did this, and this. I said, but that ain't my move. My move is to get you to understand, bro, you don't have to move like that. You got greatness at your fingertips, and you wasting it on a moment of instant gratification to feel like you beat this dude or you showed up as a boss in front of the crowd and everything. And I'm like, nah. So long story short, this guy has now, he's in a small town in Georgia. This guy then went from ashy to motherfucking classy. He didn't win and started. He got locked up, did some time, got out, started a tree business in a town that's got a ton of, well, not necessarily a ton of tree businesses, but established old school companies that's running things. He then came up there and now took the spotlight from them, right? One third case in point would be over the weekend. If you guys watch bodybuilding, you'll see a guy right now who just won the 212 division of bodybuilding named Keon Pearson, right? This guy, and I tell people the story. Before he ever did his first show, he came to the gym. I was in there. He's actually from Georgia. I was there. He came to the gym because I was the only guy in the town at the time that had turned pro. So he was coming to ask me, suggestion on whether or not he should be try bodybuilding. As you can see, this is what at least I can't say how much of an impact that might have had. But I will say that I can definitely say I was available, and that did happen. So who knows how he's processing that? But I know for a fact, like he's where he need to be. He's doing his thing. Add to those factors, I can acknowledge I have had a negative impact on a lot of people too. So when I say acknowledging your impact, let's not be so quick to say, hey, I'm gonna toot my horn about the stuff that I see people, the evidence of stuff I might have did positively to positively affect somebody. But let's acknowledge that we might have been messy, nasty, stinky, and funky with the stuff we produced and put our hands on, and how we impacted people in situations that we was involved in. So it ain't got to be all cute. It's just all about recognizing and acknowledging the truth of what your impact could be. Floor is yours. What you got?
Well, can I go first?
What you got, baby?
I'll introduce everybody. I'm Benny. I recently, about like 2 years ago, got out of prison. I did 23 years in prison for a murder. I come up rough, in the ghettos of Oakland, whatever, and I thought manhood was, through a barrel of a gun. So, I'm in the street life. I get into it with a cat. You feel me? I do what I do. I go away. Now, I never really know that impact that, by taking a life, because I, in the process of me doing what I did, I ended up getting shot. And I can still remember being shot, intensive care, and watching a movie like Soft Central, and I remember a scene in Soft Central where the character OG Bobby Johnson get out of jail, and the dude Ray Ray got his son about to kill a guy, and he tell the guy Ray Ray like, man, you owe him, man. I did that time for you, man. He telling his son like, you can hit him, man, and then the next day go apologize, but once you take a person's life, ain't no coming back from that. You know what I mean? And I just end up writing something down as far as acknowledging my impact. One, I believe I have something to offer to our youth. You know what I mean? I to show them a different path of committing crime, allowing myself to be that role model they can look up to as an example. I've been through what they are going through right now. If they do not change their path, they definitely will end up in prison or dead on the streets. And I feel like since I've been out, you know what I mean, I didn't got in the church, I'm in the gym, trying to live a healthier lifestyle. I also started a record label and a clothing line because I feel like whatever I went through in life, I was meant for me to go through. But I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. I'm trying to be an entrepreneur right now because I feel like if I can get my brand out there, and I got a book coming out too, the beginning of next year, that I feel like I got a better platform, and I can speak to them, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I just want to be, that positive role model for somebody, you know what I mean? Especially the youth, you got to be example because you never know who you'll be able to touch in life. That's just my story.
All right, hold on. Check this out. Before anybody jump in, I want to introduce something, try something with this call. Before you give your feedback or go into what you might have to say or what have you on the topic, form a question for the person who just said whatever they said. Yeah. If I ask them something, so just kind of to piggyback on whatever they said, or just ask them at least one question, and we'll see how that go. And then from there, you go into whatever your dialogue might have been.
Okay.
So anybody got a question for Benny?
I like that. Would I be able to ask my question after giving my feedback? I feel like at that point I could, give the floor up if I do it in that way, in the opposite order.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I wanted the question to be directed at whatever the person said, and then of course you could follow whatever your topic or your approach was going to be.
Like an interview statement question, and then follow through after that.
All right. I think what you said is very interesting. It sparked something that I think about a lot. Working the job that I work armed security. For those of you who don't already know, I work in a big apartment complex in South Sacramento. It's low income, so it gets a little crazy in there. And one of the things that I deal with most are people. I deal with a lot of little kids. It's a large community, and I deal with a lot of older people as well. And I like to engage with them a lot in hopes of perhaps giving them some sort of wisdom or some sort of direction with regards to whatever it is that may be going on with them at the time. And something that something that I've realized is oftentimes we underestimate how little people are exposed to wholesome or good information. And this is a parallel I'm making with what you were saying about wanting to have an impact on the youth, because that's one of the that's one of the distinguishing factors of that problem is lack of being exposed to alternative ways of thinking and alternative ways of behaving. So I definitely think you can do that, but because I can go on forever, I guess my question to you would be, what do you think a good way of setting that, of becoming that role model would be? Because when I think about that, I think of trying to become the person that I think I needed when I was a kid or a young,
Yeah.
or trying to be the type of person that I believe people need. So well, I guess I'm asking, what exactly is so far your plan moving forward for trying to accomplish that goal?
Well, it's like it's really like touch and go right now. It's like because coming up, I never had, you feel me, like those positive role models. And when I, did all that time in prison, all I had was books. So I studied, everything from Fred Hampton to Huey Newton, the Nietzsche, the Machiavelli, to, you know what I mean? Whatever it was, I didn't limit myself. So as now I'm out here in the real world, and it's like that's why I like being in the gym. You always see me in the gym a lot because I'm networking. I meet different people. You feel me? Like I set up in there. I used to watch TV. You know what I mean? And the things that I used to, people riding in Rolls Royce. So now I'm able to see that in real life. You feel me? And I'm able to just see people as people. Like you know what I mean? Like, you can't, like judge a person on color or nothing. You feel me? So I'm gonna deal with you on your conduct, because it's like you was telling me how you was working in South Side. It's a trip you say that because I catch my case in G Parkway.
Oh wow, okay.
But it's like that's what I'm learning. It's like, and I just feel like I got a calling as far as like I got this book come out in this clothing line, and I feel like I got to step out on faith with that. So by, what I mean, like putting that out there in the world, I feel like that's gonna bring other people in my life.
There you go.
Right.
So
No, I like that.
Like I really don't know. I just know that I want to do some good. Like I want to, connect with some organization. Eventually, I want to, create, a nonprofit organization. That's why, I'm so attracted to this Zoom and just, we building with each other. This is, I look at this as a, as a think tank,
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
people of different nationalities, different creeds, you know what I mean, all coming together, you know what I mean, and trying to, I mean, shit, we can build something from here,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Question for you. How important is it to you to impress that point upon the youth who you're trying to reach? How important is that to you?
It's real important because it's like I wish like I had that, that father figure or that coach or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like even like when I be at the gym, I be seeing, some youngsters coming in, they be early because sometimes I come in at 6 o'clock, they playing basketball. And I ran into a brother the other day, he just got some water on the bench, you feel me? And I'm like, I gave some word of encouragement. I'm like, bro, stay with that. What you doing, bro? You feel me? Like one day you gonna be in the NBA, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes some people they got to hear that, like, especially coming from, broken households or somebody, or they might have parents or whatever, don't believe in like, man, basketball ain't nothing. Like, you feel me? I want you to grow up to be a doctor or whatever. But they like, man, I want to be a ball player. I know I got a gift, you know? So I feel like it's important because, you know, I ain't got no kids, but it's like, it's important for parents or, you know, uncles or you know what I mean? You know, the support, you know, when you see something you know, in a youth, to support that. Like they need that outlet.
What's the reward for you?
It ain't no reward. The reward just the, you know, the it's just giving them that wisdom and that knowledge and showing them that love. Cause it's like I'm not, you know, showing nothing like in the physical. It's all in the spiritual. So it's like I want to see people, you know, win in life. I don't want them to go down that path. You feel me? You know, that's that being in prison. You feel me? Committing.
Yeah.
You know, taking. You know, that you know you taking somebody's life. You feel me? Now they family hurt. You in jail. Your family going through things. That's modern day slavery. That's the new Jim Crow.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Yes,
get
sir.
it. Who I got? Who on the line? My spidey senses is tingling. Who is it? Is it
Man, what's going on, man?
Is
You
it
got
Caps?
BU on the line. I'm trying to navigate this thing real quick. I done turned the video off. I'm trying to figure out. Hey, look, you know, I'm technology illiterate.
just mute until you ready, because I look like
Yeah.
Caps or Frank. Who going?
Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead,
go.
Frank.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. So name's
you.
Frank. I just met up with Dorian today, so I'm known the new guy in this forum here. But my
Welcome.
question is,
Exactly.
thank you. My question is, so I think the most important thing that I would take from you would be how you was able to rebuild your life after coming out, because you started off with like zero. So if you were someone that had like no one to back you, to do anything, support you or anything, how would you go about resetting yourself to set yourself up to do what you're doing now, which is your main goal?
I think it's the mindset. I left prison knowing that I never want to go back to prison. You feel me? So since I've been out, I got 2 jobs, and you know, it was you know, I had a good support system. But it's like when I was in there, man, I lost everything, man. My mama died when I was in there, bro. Like that was, you know what I mean? Because I ain't grew up without no family. I mean, without no father, so I only had my mother. So it's like the worst. I ain't got no kids, so the worst thing that happened to me happened to me. So it's like I feel like ain't nothing in this world. You feel me? Because I seen cats get out and come back in and be like, man, it was hard out there. Man, it ain't hard out there, man. You know, it's like if I got, you know, excuse my language, I got to, you know, shovel boo boo in snow, man. You feel I'm gonna do it because you would sit up, you know, you would sit up in prison, mop flows, work these people jobs for all these years for nothing. You know what I mean? But you would get up out of here and, you know, and be given a job and wouldn't even show up at job. You get fired. You know what I mean? You get fired from your job. It don't make sense. So I believe it's a mentality, like, you know what I mean? And it's like the youth is so conditioned, you know what I mean, from, you know, listening to rap or seeing, you know, their environment, man. It's like they feel like they ain't got no hope. But it's like I want to be to let them know, like, man, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Frank, and I'm just getting started.
What you got, Frank?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I think that's probably the most important thing that I would take from that is, because I do agree that social media does influence our kids. I have kids, our kids, and you know, young men in a different way, to where they believe that they rather chase that fast money versus try to work to build something. So I think for me, with my kids, is I guess one of my things I had was getting my kids to realize that everything looks like it's easy, but it's really not. Everything that they see on TV, social media, whatever, blah, 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 it's not as easy as, hey, I'm just going to get this, or whether you be, you know, a TikTok mogul or whatever this is that people do nowadays to get like all these views or whatever. It's probably not as easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. And that's what I tell them. Yeah. But I know that for me, I have to keep open lines of communication with, be approachable with my kids, even if there's stuff like Dora was saying, like even through the bad, the ugly. Because like I'm not saying because I've had some stuff that I didn't handle my temper very well, you know, with disciplining my kids at some point. I did have the hubris enough to apologize, and then work through just talking through situations and realizing that it was just me personally. When I would get angry to that extent, that was just trying to make myself feel better, not fix the situation.
Yeah.
So that's just, and I was just wondering because I actually have one of my brothers who's he's due to get out in April of next year.
Yeah.
So my challenge for him is trying to find something besides, you know, backbreaking work like doing construction, whatever, because he ain't the youngest cat on the block. So I'm like, you gonna do that for so long.
I'm 41, but it's like, you know, if a cat, you know, like leaving there, you know, with like dreams and, you know, and things they want to do, they don't, you know, it's like you can't go, you know, from private to general overnight. So, you know what I mean? Like when I was telling you about the, you know, writing a book, got the clothing line, I'm working on my logo, whatever. These is goals that I, you know, I sat down and wrote down while I was in prison. So it's like, you know, just getting up out of here, working and you know, especially, you know, like it's a whole different world. I did 23 years in prison, but it's like I didn't care what I had to do to, you know what I mean, to get my life on track. Because I wanted to, you know, stay on this side. I was through with that. Like I'm gonna tell you, be honest with you, man. I was down so long, man. I once told my celly, man, I've been down so long, homie. I don't know how freedom tastes like or how I feel like. I was scared, like really, like them last little 7 days before I came home. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know, you know what I mean? Then they called me and I walked out. It was so real just walking out, and then you got to go to R&R. That's when they give your dress out and you come home. Like it just was a scary world. You know what I mean? But I feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it. But it starts in there though. Like it don't start when you on the street. That's like, you know, they give, you know, in certain places where they give you hurricane warning and tornadoes. You feel me? You got to get ready. You can't be looking for a jacket in the middle of a tornado. You got to already, you know what I mean? Have all, you know what I mean?
But
Gotcha.
that's the thing too. Like, you know, I know it's a couple of people on this call that can identify with what, you know, what you're saying, bro. You know, and I got some crazy experiences too. And it's definitely part of my past that I had to do time, bro. Drugs, violence, and then get out and fall right on my face. Like that apprehension that Benny felt was something that I felt multiple times because I had the California state recidivism door swinging fast. I'd be out and back. And so, and this is being honest and being real, man, because I'm transparent about my story, bro. So person can shred it, say what they want to say, laugh. I don't care. I'm free, bro. I'm free from all of that. You know what I mean? That albatross that was holding me down. But the point being is that, yeah, it is scary. You know, it's scary. It's scary being the man that you say you are. You feel me? Because I can sit here and talk to my friends, my girlfriend, whoever, my mama. I could talk to the guy standing next to me, right? And then when it's time for my feet to hit the pavement, I don't have no skills. So when you talk about having an impact, you know what I mean? I internalize all of those thoughts and discussions I had with myself. You know, because even, and I know, Benny, you can identify with this, and a couple more people too. Having those conversations, having the conversation about getting out and doing right in jail ain't the same as actually doing it. You talking to somebody, you talking to other cats that's everybody got the most Gucci story about who he is, about what they got waiting on them out there on the streets. You got that Gucci story, bro, top high dollar. So I ain't trying to run it in the ground, but I'm saying, no, I ain't talking.
Wasn't nobody broke? Wasn't nobody a dope? Everybody was falling.
I'm not reading off nobody else's playbook when I say that. That's come from inside my chest because I know I had them same stories. And that you hit a nerve when you said being scared. Finna get out and get what you say you want. And now you got to really do it. And you know you ain't got no game. You know you ain't got no legs to stand on. So let me I'm gonna stand from that. That's it.
No,
But look,
do what you do.
Having an impact, bro. When you say the reason why you want to have an impact, why it's important, bro, it's important to me in the same respect because I feel I got a pain that's associated with my past that I'm trying to help a young brother, sister, a cat that's out here on the streets that's just wilding, my same age that ain't figured it out yet. I got a pain that says, bro, I don't want to see you experience this if possible. But I cannot allow myself, I can't give myself permission to shut up. You see what I'm saying? Because you stuck your chest out, because you looked at me crazy or whatever. That's what stopped me from engaging and connecting with people before. Right? So it's like, who am I? Am I really bought in to helping and changing and growing and mentoring and inspiring? Am I bought into that, or am I bought into the fact that I'm gonna look good doing it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just, it's just, that's what this whole platform be about, man. When I connect with people, it's trying to allow ourselves to connect on a deeper level. So I can point at Zach, my homie on the call, and say, this brother done impacted me in so many ways, because I keep it real with you. He called me out on bullshit that I might have been doing or thinking or finna do, right? And I was like, I could flex right now to try to, you see what I'm saying? I could flex right now to try to hold that Billy Badass attitude that I had all these years. But I'm sitting there like, man, that motherfucker your friend, for real. He wouldn't have said it if he didn't. He don't give a shit.
For real.
And I was like, okay. And then that let me know too, though, at the same time, bro, you got a real one on your side. Rock with it, roll with it. You got some adjustments to make, just like you want everybody else around you to make adjustments. And so guess what? Down ass homeboy right there. Day one businessman. Right? Hit him, Zach. Come on.
Well, I was waiting, but some of my questions got answered already. But I did want to tell Benny that, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, I love what you're doing. You spent half your fucking life behind bars, and that sucks. But what you're doing, it only takes one soul to touch, man, and you're gonna feel so good.
Yes, sir.
It only takes one.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And I learned to embrace my past, and and that's my testimony. Like I'm not, afraid of that. You feel me? That's my testimony. Like,
yeah.
It's who you are. Can't be ashamed of it. It's what you did, what you went through. That's who you are. Yeah. You can only move forward. Don't go back.
Yes, sir. One day at a time.
Zach,
let me know about that apparel company, man. I'll
yeah, for sure. You already know. I'm gonna get y'all sizes for sure.
Zach,
y'all gonna see me. People walking around in the gym with it.
Zach, you got an instance of impact. I mean, good or bad, that you want to speak on?
Well, it's been tough lately because it's the realization of an impact that I am making on people. Like what you just said, I never really realize it until somebody says it, because I just keep going forward. It only takes that one person. Once you touch that one person, man, you are just fucking rocking and rolling, and you just keep pushing forward, and you forget about everything else, and you're just on a freight train forward. And I've been on a freight train forward, and I get down on myself, which we always do. And then it just takes one guy coming up to me, one girl coming up to me who I completely forgot about. And they tell me how I impacted them and how I turned their day around and went after their day, and they went home and fixed their shit, and they've been living great ever since. It's these little things that I don't realize that I do. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't really know how to put it into words. It's one of those things where people know who I am, but I don't know who the hell they are. If that makes sense. And that's
who are
I'm
you,
starting to realize lately. Fuck, I'm nobody. I ain't nobody. You know, I just do what I do, and I help people wherever I can. But I think that comes back to where I understand what you're talking about, Benny, with you're wanting to impact and you're wanting to help people because you spent half your life behind bars and you went through that. I've never been to jail. I can't really talk about it, but damn sure many times I should have been in the same life you had.
Yeah,
that's a fact. 15-year-old runaway, spent my teenage years in the streets of Indianapolis. You know, yeah. I've been through my shit.
Gary?
But as I've gotten older, no, downtown, West Side.
Okay,
21st.
okay, yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, you know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Only one of maybe 3 or 4 white boys surviving down that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I've gotten older, I just want to help people anytime I can. I mean, it's a simple thing from pulling over and helping somebody with the car to helping somebody load their fucking groceries. It's just the little things, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't really do it intentionally. It's just what I do now, and I think it's because I still have a lot of regret for the shit that I did and that I went through. And I would just love. I don't know. It's I don't know, like a drug, you know. You just that feeling of that first person that I touched, man, I want that again.
Yeah.
Because it's so enlightening to know that you could go ahead and say you probably fucking saved that motherfucker. You know, you probably turned his fucking life, her life around just by just one little fucking moment.
This speaks to something very.
I don't know how to put this shit in words, man.
What you got, John?
This speaks to something very interesting that I've acknowledged. I don't know if it's just because we're men and we can be a bit hard-headed, but it seems like those who reach a certain depth of lowness in their life, or who've experienced a certain level of trauma or just bad luck, end up either going all the way down and destroying themselves, or end up having a profoundly insightful drive and motivation for trying to do good. You gain a level of understanding of how bad the world can be and how bad people can truly be, which has an antithetical effect, which is and that's how you get people like Benny or like you or even like me, who acknowledge the level of darkness that exists and make that conscious decision to want to see how good you can make things be, because we know how bad we can make things be if we tried our hardest to ruin as many people as possible, or to become the worst person you can. And then you imagine how great you could be, and that side is infinite, because the latter side ends with death, but this side ends with infinite life. You could touch, like you said, you know, you touch one person, that's enough. But we all know it doesn't stop there, because you do it again and again, and people touch other people, and it turns into this sort of butterfly effect. Now, the other thing I wanted to say was, this is something that I think we spoke about on one of the other calls, and it has to do with, well, the topic of this, which is acknowledging our impact, and it also has to do with being aware of our intentions. You asked Benny earlier, Dorian, you know, what is the reward that you're going to get from this? And I think the reward is that I think it is a bit selfish at some point. I think when it comes to people that want to have these huge impacts, such as myself, it is slightly selfish to a certain degree, because these are things that we didn't get, and we see that the potential for a lot of young people or other people in general to fall into those same traps are very high. So the reward that you get from helping them is knowing that you don't have to watch more people fall into that hellish pit, so to speak. I think that I can also act as a tool for motivating us to actually do these things that we want to do, by understanding and being honest about, you know, I'm doing this to help other people because the world would just be a better place for me and everyone around me. But I'm also doing this for a certain degree of self-satisfaction. I mean, we work rewards and dopamine in our brain on like a biological level, and you extrapolate that outwards, and that's how you get a human socialization. So I guess what I'm saying here about that is acknowledging or trying to acknowledge our true intent can help us act more straightforwardly when trying to accomplish these goals. And none of us, to be clear, are transparent with ourselves all the way. I've said this before. We can try and be as honest about who we are and our intentions as much as we want, but it's just too difficult. We're too complex. Our brain operates on like 50 different levels, and one of those levels is the conscious one. So you can see it's kind of like the whole iceberg. We have to the top, and the rest of us is our past, other people's effect on us, and a whole slew of other things. So yeah.
Hey, John.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
Oh, go ahead, Zach.
Go ahead, D.
So I was just asking a question. When you impact a situation or a person positively, when does that impact stop having an impact?
It doesn't.
Well, that's a deep question. That's deep.
It is.
Deep.
It doesn't.
Each one.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like a drug. I wanted to blurt it out. It's like crack. You get that self-esteem, that feeling.
No, that's
you finally feel good
exactly
about yourself
because
you did something good for somebody else.
Well, it can definitely run low. It does hit its it can run out, that motivation or that dopamine that comes from helping someone. If I understand
no. I'm talking about the impact.
No, yeah.
Of who the recipient. You get what I'm saying? You did something to create an impact, and now I'm trying to ask you, when does the effect of that impact stop?
If I understand you, my answer would be the impact of the effect I have on whoever that person may be stops once they no longer see the value in that information, or they're unable to remember, or they're no longer maintaining the feeling that came from whatever it is they gained from me. I've certainly lost the feeling of being impacted from certain people that years later it kind of came back to me, and I was like, you know what, that was right. I don't know where I went wrong or why I forgot about it. I don't know. That's a weird question, but it stops when they stop.
Okay. Follow-up question. When does the impact of something you did to negatively impact somebody stop?
Oh, it don't. People remember negative over positive every day.
That's hard to do.
Right? Somebody do you wrong.
The way most people are today, they will remember.
Right? Somebody do you wrong. When you tell me when to stop. Right?
You don't remember that fucking forever.
Now, so
you ain't never gonna forget that shit.
Watch this, right? If you're, like you said, John, if you're pure in your intention, right? First of all, when you present that impact, when you create the opportunity for that impact to happen, my contention is that shit don't never stop. Just like it wouldn't stop if somebody impacted you negatively. You might forgive and forget, but the impact, the damage is done. You see what I'm saying?
I think I gotta chime in right there. I think it depends on like how you perceived it. You know what I'm saying? Because something that's pleasurable for one person could be a negative experience for the next person, in my mind. And then something that's like a negative impact on somebody could have been something that helped their growth. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I'm just picking for me. Like, the negative shit that people dish my way, like, that shit should be making me better. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, even though I got my moments, but I just feel like that should be making me better. And just to chime in on the topic of knowledge and the impact, I feel like you got to get to a mental space, a spiritual space, to where you can make an impact, right? And it's something about accelerating your process. See, you can't let other people accelerate your process. That's what I'm going through right now ever since I came home from prison. Everybody around me, they seen the light, they seen what it could be, and now they just want to accelerate it. They want it to be this right now. They want it to, and they don't want me to go through the process. So I identify with that. And then they put the pressure on me tenfold, right? So it's like, so I'm dealing with the pressure, the heat, and being cut at the same time. You know what I mean? And still trying to keep my focus and not go crazy with all the bullshit that's coming my way. So I feel like the almighty, like cosmic energy, the source, you know what I mean? It's going to put things in your path to make you either that's going to destroy you or it's going to make you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just all on you to acknowledge it. And I'm just like acknowledging it at first. Like it started to destroy a nigga because I started to go back to lashing out. Like, quit playing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we get to that old mindset of quit playing with me. When you know somebody playing with you,
Yeah.
and you just be like, quit playing with me. So you go to that negative space if you come from that violent environment. But I had to overcome that, and I'm still dealing with it every day and battling the overcoming, the going back to that violent state of quit playing with me. Now it's like, you know what? I got a lot to lose, and I got a lot banking on. I feel like in my future, so I try to smile now. But I feel like as far as making an impact, I feel like it's hard for you to make an impact when you're premature in your growth. Like if whatever journey you on, like say because you know negative energy, they say it's 6 times stronger than positive energy, right? But they say love is the strongest thing in the universe, right? So, but when it ain't no love around, and then you got 10, 15 people with the negative energy casted on you, projected on you, it's like you got to shake the environment. So it'd be like, you know, we creatures of sociability, right? We got to be intertwined with everybody, know what's going on. So once you remove yourself from social circles, now you become highly, like it's like you heightened now, right? Like things that are used a lot are leastly respected, right? So I say you disappear for 1 year. You disappear from your social circle for 1 year, right? Nobody know what your moves, don't nobody know what you really got going on, and you're gonna be highly discussed because everybody wanna know what you got going on, right? So I feel like for me to make a positive impact on the community that I come from and just the world in general with my words, because they said in the beginning it was the word, right? And the word was God and the word was with God, right? Sound resonates in frequency. So I'm like, I'm looking at the word and how powerful the word is, right? And I go back to the 4 agreements of being impeccable with your word, right? And it's like, you know, we living in the last days. A lot of people, they just get to talking and talking and talking and talking, and they think they know what they talking about, but they really don't. And they come from a place of like, it comes from a place of judgment, right? Now we say we don't cast judgment, but it's like we judge ourselves every day. If we ain't got a pair of fresh new ones on, you know what I'm saying? If we ain't looking a certain kind of way, we don't want to come out, right? So let's just say, right, the beholder is coming in the form of a servant, right? Let's just say that, and I ain't saying that to humanize the Almighty or nothing, but I'm just saying, what if the beholder is coming in the form of a servant, and you just got a few dollars? You know, it's a bonus round. You filling your game a little bit, right? You're feeling yourself. You just bought at least a new car off the lot. You might have got your taxes or something like that, an extra bonus on your paycheck, whatever the case may be. Now you're dining. You might be at Roof Chris or Benihana's or wherever you sitting, you eating that, and you feeling good about yourself and about your life. But at the same time, you're feeling better than people because of monetary gain. You're feeling like you're better than somebody because of monetary gain. This is the human experience I think we all go through, right? So now the waiter is coming. Here come the waiter. Now you don't know that the waiter has blessed you with all these abundance of monetary gain that you got right now. You don't even understand that this person that's serving you, that's in the service business, that's serving you, has blessed you with your abundance, right? So now, like, you looking at the server like that it came late, or let's just say they dropped your order on the floor right before they served. And you're mad. You pissed off about that shit, right? God damn, how you drop my shit, right? Or let's just say they fucked up on your order, excuse my language. You didn't want onions on it, but they put onions on it. But it wasn't the server that did it, it was the tip. Now you lashing out on the server. Man, y'all gotta get this right, man. Right? The monetary gain got you feeling like you better than the server. And the servant just humbly looking at you like, you don't even know, like, I blessed you with that. Okay, I see you need to go through a little struggle to humble you when you get blessed, so you understand that you ain't better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes when we get big headed on our high horse and we are making an impact, I think sometimes we gotta humble ourselves and bring ourselves down to the form of a servant, because that's the business we in now. We in the service business, and that's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around and get out of my ego and let that dissolve fully. Because I be in my ego a little bit based on just my ability. I feel like because like what impact me is the greats, right? Like that's what impact me the greatest. Like the people that went through adversity, that been shitted on their whole life and stepped on, but they had it though. They had greatness inside, and they found it and pulled that shit out and magnetized it for the world, right? But at the time when they were perfecting their greatness, they were in a place where they can perfect their greatness without all eyes on them, without the cast of doubt. So it was easy to perfect their greatness. But then it's like sometimes other people will see your greatness before you acknowledge it, really. Like 10, 15 years before you really see it. And you be around all these people that you don't even need to really be around. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to take that shit from you. Right?
For real, though. You're spitting some real facts, though.
Jay, question, bro. Are you talking about yourself?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Because guess what? You was just now the waiter for us to serve that whole thing up. You had the shit figured out before you even start talking. You feel me? So I feel you, and I respect you acknowledging the struggle. And just let me say this to you, man, bro. You got this, bro. You got this. And that's the thing, bro. Look, the homies on the call, you see cats on the call, whatever it is, bro, you know you can hit me up. But that's what we here for, man. We here, this is what they go, Benny just said a minute ago, steel sharpen steel and man sharpen man. So what you talking about, bro, that's my playbook, that's your playbook, that's Benny playbook.
Yeah.
And guess what? It just take reaching down, like you said, inside yourself to pull that greatness out. Because guess what? You can't wait on your homeboy to pull it up out you.
Yeah.
You feel me? They ain't on that same gravy train, bro. Everybody's looking at the guy standing next to him to try to beat them or make sure, I'm better than them. And you just said it, judgment, right?
Yeah.
But when you understand the narrative is at play all day, every day, that's all the world is based on, is a narrative. Yeah. If you playing into it, you playing into it. But when you allow yourself to connect with the source, like you said, then the narrative start unraveling. It ain't so, the narrative ain't so consistent no more. It got flaws in it, and you start seeing that shit like the guy on the movie. You know what I mean? Finding this greatness. The lights come on, bro.
Yeah.
So you said it, bro. You got to get with yourself.
I want to chime in, and like I was listening to the brother, you feel me, like spit, like the brother got some game about himself, some real wisdom. You speaking about the frequencies, and you feel me, like and dealing with universal mind and all that. And then he was talking about as far as like studying the great. I studied the great too for Mike Tyson or whatever, but I also studied the small men behind them, Customato, and you feel me. So it's like I just feel like we got to be more intentional. Like I do certain stuff, like, bro, you know what I mean? Like I might see a homeless person or whatever, bro, you feel me? And like no matter what color he is, I'm like, bro, you ate today, take him in, buy him some food, you feel me? And I tell him, like, bro, remember my face. And I do that because you never know, you know what I mean? You got to be humble. You never know. Like one day I might, take a loss to be down and out. This man pull up in a Rolls Royce and be like, what's happening, Benny? Like, man, remember me? Remember when I was down on my luck? You put me on my feet. He remembers things like that, bro. You feel me? Like, so we got to be more intentional, like with our action. And like, the brother say, like some people, it's like they don't get it. That's why Tupac was so raw when he was saying, it was like giving jewels to an innocent child. Sometimes you might get some game coming up and you just don't see, like the future, like, an OG. Because I remember OG once telling me, I'm playing, another youngster playing with him. He telling me, say, OG, man, I can beat you. OG, like, man, you can't beat me. He's like, why I can't beat you? He's like, because, man, You ain't been on this earth long enough. You feel me? I've been your age. You ain't never been my age. It didn't resonate till I got older in life where I realized, like, you feel me, bro? Like, I'm 41, like, bro, you playing checkers, I'm playing chess. I'm really busting moves, man. You feel me? Just as far as just dealing with the game or whatever. It's like, man, I had your best man do something to you. You know what I mean? But people don't understand, they be living in the moment. But OG playing longevity, like, you can't, come on, man. You ain't been on this earth long enough. You don't know what I know. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was his conversation brought up. Remember, Dorian, when you asked me how I've impacted somebody, and I completely forgot about it, but I was listening to his conversation, then it reminded me of this guy. We went out to dinner, and then also talking about Benny, about being humble and doing good things for people. So we went out to dinner a few weeks ago. And you know how it is. You go out to dinner, you get good service, you get shitty service, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're just going out to dinner. This dude, he comes up, he's all cleaned up. I mean, I can tell, he got the blue ink. I know he's been behind. I know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get to it. We order our food. I got my 7-year-old daughter and my wife. We order the miso soup and some sushi. The dude put ice cubes in my daughter's soup to cool it down, brings it over and says, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I put ice cubes in there to cool it down because it's really hot. I got a 2-year-old daughter." He continued to do things like that for my daughter throughout the entire meal. Now, I don't normally do this, and even my wife gave me a bunch of shit for it, but I don't care. The bill was $120. I gave him a $100 tip. I went to the owner and I asked about him. He was brand new. I said, "You need to keep that motherfucker on your payroll because that's the best damn service I've ever had."
Mm-hmm.
I felt so humbled to give this man a big tip just because he went out of his way.
Yeah,
because
the
he had
small stuff.
It was those little things, and I was just, man, I just felt so damn good, and I was just, man, I hope I just make his day by doing this, and I hope I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
I'm sure you did. Oh yeah.
But it was just like, it's the being humble and the little things that people do and acknowledging the little things that people do, and that dude impacted me.
Yeah,
that goes away. We gotta make sure to reward people.
Caps, where you at?
I just wanted to chime in before it's too late. You guys got me all fired up right now because of all you guys' story.
Right.
I got sober about 20 months ago.
Yes, sir. Congratulations.
And thank you, man. And
congrats.
And the way I did it, I did it through psychedelic mushrooms. That's how right now I figured this thing out. Well, while I was getting sober and I was in my dark days because I didn't know how to deal with people, and I'm dealing with my emotions now, dealing with everything, I stayed in hermit mode for a while, and I started to work a program where I'm like, to do things like be a service to people, go out there and just, go out there, learn the AA, because I'm in AA. And I'm learning all these things. And I had a brother that was living with me, and he would just keep using. I was so worried because he was going to die one day, and I grew up with him as a kid. And I was like, man, and then I'm meditating and I'm hearing God telling me, why not go focus on something else? Go help out somewhere else. Well, you know what I did? I found a man that was living under a bridge, and he was living under a bridge. We started going to meetings together, and then it was weird. God was telling me, put this man in your home. Put the man in my, like, he put him in my lap, and it changed my whole life has changed because of helping someone else as a service. The man has changed now. The man is 9 months sober, and he's now doing things like he's a productive man to society, and from what I've learned is that is that I don't care what I like. I want people to do what I'm doing, and I want them to steal what I'm doing because I want to go home. The whole objective of this is to go home. You know, and your riches are not here on earth; they're upstairs. You know, so you wanna get all these people out. You want to help them out, and you want to do the right thing by giving them their ways. Like you show them their journey. You don't tell them how your journey is gonna help them. You say, there's the light. You follow that journey.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why you guys, you guys really inspire me because, I like, man, like, you guys gone through a lot too,
Yeah. All got our struggles.
We all do, and I was on the verge of killing myself. Right now they're doing what's called a fear-based therapy sessions on, like, for people who are sick and they're on their phone all the time. Well, they're scaring those kids if they're using, and then they're scaring them, and then they go out and then they have to go to like these meetings and stuff like that. Well, some of them might end up killing themselves because they don't know how to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And so this is why I'm passionate about this, because I'm trying to get these kids off the streets. Some of them are really stuck in their ways, and they're not going to go to meetings. They're not going to go to these community centers. They have too much ego and pride of themselves now. They're so entitled of everything. It's like, dude, these kids have like gone to this whole different level of thinking now, and they think that they're woke, but really in reality, it's ego. It's ego telling them.
Yeah, I want to chime in on what you said. Like, I love your testimony, bro. You know what I mean? And I believe wholeheartedly in helping people. But and just my belief system, I don't really get too religious, but my belief system, like, sometimes I believe like what you said, like go help this person, or God talked to you and told you to help this person. And I believe like sometimes like we gotta be careful because we can't help everybody. That's just my belief. Like, we can't save everybody or help everybody. And I believe wholeheartedly that sometimes when you trying to save the drowning person, you participating in your own drowning, depending on the person you're trying to save. And I also believe, just on my spiritual journey, that it's like spiritual enlightenment. It's like sometimes it's not met in this lifetime for that particular person, right? To realize their purpose right now. Like, it's met, they came to suffer. Like, I believe some people they came to suffer. Like, I believe Earth is a school. Like, it's a school where we come as spirits to learn. And I just believe wholeheartedly in this, like,
exhausting their karma.
So,
right. So
sorry.
I know a little bit about it.
Go ahead.
So B, like, so what you're saying, because I'm also helping this other dude that was living with me too, right? Well, it turns out he's a plant. He's a plant in my business because the way I'm doing it. And now I'm like, and then I had to let him go because he's ruining it for everyone. He's gonna ruin it for everyone. And that's why I had to, that's why when you said that, I was like, I had a plant in my house. I was trying to help them because those are the people that still need the help, though. Those are the people that need God the most. They need it the most because they're drowning. So you show them the light, and then you let them go and say, "Go ahead, go do your thing now," and then they'll figure out where to go to the light next time.
Sometimes you got to be the light.
Yeah,
you got to be the light.
With that being said, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree that sometime, even though because you got a job to do, and you doing you wrapped in, you hook, line, and sinker with it. You can't nobody tell you nothing.
Nope.
But do you believe that sometimes people will push back on the truth? Basically, people will shit on you when you're trying to bring light and to present a gift of an offering, but they don't get it.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
With that being said too, acknowledging everything that you just said, do you have any time to waste?
No, I have no time to waste. That's my thing. Like, I'm trying to do as much as I can. I only have a certain amount of time.
Right. And how much time is that?
Yeah, I don't, you know what I mean? When you get a message from God, he won't let you tell other people.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So no, that's what I'm saying. You already know I'm going somewhere with this, right?
Yeah.
You already know I'm going somewhere with this.
I know.
And so just to put a point on it for the group, where I'm going with this is all we got is this call.
Yeah.
If we get off this call and life presents us more time, then we got to do what that opportunity and that experience brings us to. But the first thing, like John said, like B said, and Benny, it's being intentional. I got to take ownership of me.
Accountability.
It's that simple. Let's cut the bullshit right now. I got to be intentional about me. Yeah. I can't be intentional about what you doing.
I think deliberate too. I think you got to add it. Me personally, I think you got to add it deliberate with it too. Like
no, absolutely. That's 100%, 100%. But the whole deal is that once I go deep inside of me, I gotta figure out who the hell I am, man. That's why we was talking about the narrative and all that. If you ain't paying attention to the narrative, bro, you don't know who you is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come here and say this, say that, say this, say that. Just like B, like you were saying. Yeah, I ain't got no J's on. I ain't feeling right. That's because of the narrative. Yeah, that's because everybody else around you acknowledge J's or a gold chain or some gold teeth. You know what I mean? You got a hoodie on, you sagging. Like that, all that is the narrative that people play into. So the whole deal is to identify, let me figure out who the hell I am.
Yeah. Without all that stuff.
Grip on that. Yeah, no. And the thing is, it's personal. It's personal. You know what I mean? It's personal. I can't sit up and worry about what somebody thinking about me and play off of that and then say, this is who I am. Because I'm now letting that other person create my reality. Because they said you ain't cool. If you ain't cute. How many times a little girl would have said you ain't cute in school and you would have believed everything she said because you were trying your best to be cute. You know what I'm saying?
Look, it starts to affect. It starts to chip away at your self-esteem and confidence if you let it, right? But some people, like you said, the chain, the J's, that's what their confidence is. The chain, the J's, the cars, the house, the monetary gain gives them that self-esteem and confidence. So if I strip all that from you, would you still have that confidence? Would you still have that belief in yourself with nothing?
Yeah.
Right.
Would you still feel like that?
That's the whole point. Breaking down the narrative and understanding where you play into that scenario.
Yeah.
Because when it's all gone and you know who you is, it didn't matter that you had it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all superficial.
Yeah, it's all superficial. But we gotta understand, we gotta allow ourselves to ask those questions about the stuff we see around us all day, every day. We know everything about the narrative. Somebody asks you something about a tree sitting in front of your house, you can't say nothing. All you're gonna say is it's a tree. What the hell you mean it's just a tree?
Yeah.
What the hell you mean is just a such thing as giraffes and baboons? What you mean is a such thing as an ostrich? What the hell you mean?
I think half the time, hey, look, Dore, I think half the time it'd be social currency, right? And that's why, like, I'll be like, and it's crazy, like what I said about remove yourself from social circles. Like, I've been trying to bite down on my discipline, right? So I've been just killing vices. I've just been killing my vices, right? And then I've been trying to spend time fasting on certain shit, like on some Gandhi type shit. Like the nigga Gandhi, bro, it's crazy. The nigga Gandhi will fast from speaking, my nigga. Like the nigga wouldn't even talk on some like monk type shit. He just listen.
So
like,
look where you could go. Look where you could go in the effort to seek your deepest self.
Yeah.
He knew who he was. It might not got nothing to do with what you would do to figure out who you is, but that's an example.
Yeah.
Right? So, but now look, hey, bro, we could keep going. We can see we get fired up. Caps fired up.
I want to share one.
Been trying to time in, so
I want to share one thing. I want to share one thing, and I got to go, man. I was looking at a reel the other day, and they was interviewing Master P, and he say, "Man, I don't pray for money. I pray for wisdom." He say, "It's three type of people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
It's poor people, rich people, and wealthy people." And he broke down the difference between the three. He say, poor people, all they concerned with the bag, securing the bag. I got to get money, this, that, and the other. Rich people talk about things. I got this new Rolls Royce. I got a mansion. I got a Birkin bag. I got a jet, whatever. But wealthy people discuss ideas. You feel me? And that's what we're doing right now, man. Wealth is within. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ideas is power. You feel me? Yeah. But I got to get up out of here, man. God bless. Y'all have a wonderful night.
It was a pleasure, bro.
Nice to meet you,
man. You already know, Doug. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna do it again.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, John. We're gonna get you in there, man, because we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yes, sir. No, I just had this little quote, that could solidify what we was just speaking about. A man's character is exposed when he has nothing, not when he has. That's when you find out what you're truly made of. We already know that, but I figured I'd just throw it in there. So
yeah, no, and that's food for thought, bro. That's healthy, because if we don't put these type of thoughts and scenarios and processes in front of each other, man, and stare at each other and say, bro, this is this. We got to give each other a chance, an opportunity to look at this stuff, because it's out there. All this information, this connectivity, this brotherhood is available, but we got to seek it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously everybody on this call, we got some type of connection, but everybody on this call in some respect is seeking that higher, deeper, more fulfilling version of themselves.
Sure.
And I goddamn, what I've been known recently to say is, you can't shut me up now.
Yeah.
Because I mean to make these connections. I mean to have an impact on people in my life. Because once again, like I said, in my case, I can't replace the damage and the negativity that I put out there in the universe. And I don't know how bad that damage was. And could still be. That's why I said earlier, how long does that impact last? I don't believe that impact is going to stop having an impact. But what I do believe is that my Savior, my Father, the Almighty, is so graceful that He will allow me to try with pure intention to the point where I can actually make an impact on the negative that I did do. So I don't think I can even give it back, but guess what? I feel good every time I try.
You try.
So let's wrap it with that, man. I appreciate y'all, bro.
I just wanted to say something real quick. If any of you guys are down to go and reach out to some of these kids that are out there that are struggling, feel free to give them my phone number and things like that. I'm down with them, because I don't, I'm trying to help these kids off the streets. So if you guys, I'll put my number on there, and you guys can just give it out to these kids if they really need help, because I'll take them to these meetings and stuff like that.
Let's go. All right, we're gonna wrap it, man.
Side note real quick for him,
you guys at?
Because he was talking about how mushrooms helped him get to where he's at. I just want to ask, are you growing your own?
No, I have it where I can get it easily. I'm trying to, but it's oh yeah,
it's legal. You can order it online.
Yeah, they're legal now.
So it's decriminalized. It's not legal.
All right, hey.
Yeah,
we're gonna wrap it. Y'all, I'll get y'all connected. I'll get y'all connected, man.
Yeah.
Hey, just want to wrap it with this one, man. I thank you guys for being on the call, man. We talk about faith, family,
Yeah, of
friends,
course.
finance, and fitness. But at the same time, we do a whole lot of connecting on some deeper levels and some issues that men typically won't discuss, can't discuss, and refuse to discuss. And today we did just that. I want to throw a shout out to the creator that says none of this is possible without him. None of this is possible. You know what I mean? I refuse to shut up about him. I refuse to shut up about the opportunity he gave me to have an impact. So let's go out and let's change some lives, man. Let's change ours first, and then let's reach to the next person. We out.
Man.
It's nice meeting you guys.
Y'all have a good one. God bless.
Yeah.
One up
Yeah.
top.